jump straight to entries. Okay, for entries, let's start with the end in mind. I hope you guys remember briefly about the combined index, the deviations. Let's move all the way down to the part where we open the position. Okay, here. This is where we open the position for long trades. At the bottom is where we do it for the short trades. So let's work backwards from here, okay? Position open. We do it within this loop. So what is this loop? This is something new. We attempt to open the position a few times. So let's see the comment here. Server response for opening trades might be slow. Loop to re-attempt opening positions if initial attempt failed. You see, in every trade, we will be firing multiple legs, and it takes time for the MQL5 server to respond to us after we send an order in, to respond to us whether the order was successful or not. So if we do not have a loop like this, and let's say I try to send in trades for 5 leg at a shot within the same tick, there might be a technical error and not all 5 legs will be successful. So what we do is send in one trade. If it's successful, we set our variable is position open as true. We reduce tries to 0. Tries is number of times we are trying to open an order. Okay. If it's not successful, so if return code is not this or this, that means there was an issue. We come to this portion, okay, else. If tries is greater than 0, it means that we have not tried more than 5 times yet, which is our limit. Total number of tries is 5 for now. You can increase it, change it to 10 or whatnot. It's up to you. So what we do here is we reduce tries by 1, and we rest our EA for 250 milliseconds before attempting to open the order again. Okay? If we have tried more than 5 times, we will be here and we will print an error message. Okay, so this is for firing orders. It's the same for the short side. We loop 5 times. Okay? Back to the long side. So when do we fire orders? We have not seen that yet. When we work backwards, we will see this loop. So this is the number of long trades to be fired. This variable will be calculated in the code above. So we take it as it is right now. Thus we loop this amount of times. And when we loop, we will be looping this array or this table. This table will store the symbol names of the trades that we want to fire. So it might be Euro USD, USD JPY, and whatnot. Okay, so imagine we want to fire 3 long trades. I will loop 3 times, and we will look at the first 3 entries for this array, which will contain the names of the 3 trades we want to fire. Okay, again, this we will show you how to get it in the code above. Okay, so we come to this part. Okay, this part is a technicality. We are using it to get the value of point so that we can calculate our hard stop loss and take profit accurately. But now that we don't have a hard stop loss or take profit, we can delete this part away. I'll delete this part to avoid confusion. Okay, so now we need to find out 2 things. What trades to fire? 3 things, sorry. What trades to fire? Number of long trades. And how many lots to fire. This part is for the lot sizing. We will skip the lots part first. Let's go up further. Okay. Firing long trade. Look at this if statement here. This if statement comprises of not just the sizing portion, but the entire long and short firing portion. So basically, if this variable fire hedging trade is true, we will fire a trade. Therefore, everything above this right now is to figure out when is this variable true. And this variable is true when counter side 1 is greater or equals to 1 and counter side 2 is greater or equals to 1. Okay, this should look slightly familiar to you. At least one deviation on each side will fire a trade. So I hope that things are starting to come together slowly right now. We shall work backwards for this. Okay. We have 7 currency pairs. So we have 7 possible trades in total. Okay. So there's 7 on the positive side. Remember the chart, the positive side. Let's call it side 1. So this is side 1. And there is 7 on the negative side, side 2. And if the currency price change is greater than the combined index price change by our daily range, we short it. Remember, we short it. So this is where we are designing that portion. Ignore how we get the values here and here and here. We will show you that in the code above. So this is how we see it. Okay. Let's look at the first example. If this minus this is greater than this, then this happens. Okay, so this happens. Let's figure out what this is. This is where we assign the names of the symbol we want to long or short. So USD, if it deviates too much on the positive side, we short it. Therefore, I insert the name EURUSD into this array, short trades to fire. And this is the array position, number of short trades, which is 0 on every tick. So imagine this is 0. So the first entry for this array will be EURUSD. Then I increase this variable by 1 so that the next time a symbol goes into the short trades to fire array, it will be stored in the next position. And then we have this counter side plus plus. So this is just for us to keep count on how many trades we have on each side. We will use that later for sizing. And you might think, okay, why do I need counter side 1 when I already have this variable? If everything in this 7 leg is to be shorted, then I don't need this variable. I can just use this variable to count. What's the difference? Okay, the difference is, if you look at this, you notice something is different here. For yen, franc, and loonie, instead of shorting them, we are longing them. So something is weird here, right? The reason why this is happening is because in these 3 cases, USD is the base currency. For the rest, USD is the quote currency, the right side one. So we have to inverse this. Okay? Look at this portion. I'm checking JPY USD price change, not USD JPY price change. Similarly, I'm checking franc USD price change and CAD USD price change. And if I want to short JPY USD, it is equivalent to longing USD JPY. And I'll increase the variable number of long trades instead of number of short trades. Alright? Therefore, I need a separate variable here to keep count of number of legs that were fired on the positive side. Otherwise, we have short and long and short and long and long and short. It will be confusing. It won't be useful for us later on. Okay, take a few seconds to scan through these 7 lines to see if you understand so far what's happening.